Welcome back, everybody. If you're looking to do maybe a little renovation at home, spruce things up during the fall, we've got our gal Home Depot Debbie here talking all things paint, and paint usually inexpensive, right? When you talk about making a change to the home that's not going to cost you a bunch of money.
Right. It's going to give you the biggest impact for the least amount of money, and it's going to make a huge change in the look of the room. And with the holidays coming, paint is like one of the best ways to redecorate and spruce things up a little bit.
Do you paint yourself or do you hire somebody?
It depends on the scale. Like if I'm doing a bathroom or something like that, like I know how to paint, but sometimes if it's a huge thing, I'll get somebody to
call a professional.
Call a professional.
Okay, but you can also do it yourself.
That's right. And you know, we've got so many different things to choose from at Home Depot that I just want to break it down a little bit to make it a little easier. Now, Behr Paint is exclusive to Home Depot. It's an amazing paint, but they have, just like everything, good, better, and best, right? So starting with Premium Plus, that's great for like flips, very low traffic areas, something it's the least expensive one, but it does have the lowest VOCs. And VOCs are the fumes that you smell and that can be harmful. All the Behr line is low VOC, but Premium Plus is the lowest. So it really is nice if, you know, pregnant or, you know, any type of allergies or any type of antimicrobial, you want to make sure to use a low VOC paint. So that's one. And then Behr Ultra is like my favorite because it's so versatile, it's, you know, very affordable, and it's great. So the best part about this is it has scuff defense in it. So when you paint with Behr Ultra, you're going to get scuff defense. So if the kids run a truck into the wall or you scrape a piece of furniture, if it does scuff, it cleans up really easy, but it won't scuff as easy as a lot of the other lines. So the Behr Ultra is amazing.
What do you do? Like, I have those Mr. Clean magic erasers.
Yeah.
And I use those for the walls. Like, what's your tip for getting something off the wall?
So the clean erasers are great. 409 works great as well. The higher the sheen, and what we're going to talk about next, the more it is to keep it clean and not get those scuffs. But if you do go with even a flat, the scuff defense in Ultra is great. And then they have their higher quality, which is Marquee and Dynasty. And Marquee has so much pigments and wonderful stuff in it that you have to, you know, it might be sticky or something. So Dynasty is going to be your highest quality. Now, when you're talking about sheens, what sheen to use where? Flat is great for ceilings, it hides imperfections, it's very easy to touch up, non-reflective, great for bedrooms, low traffic areas. Then you go to Eggshell, which has a little bit of sheen, and it's also great for bedrooms. A lot of people like it in the whole house because it's got a low sheen, but if you have a lot of traffic, Satin is actually my favorite finish for walls because it's really great, pearl-like finish, easy to clean. Semi-gloss is good for bathrooms if you want, but semi-gloss is best for doors, door trim, and baseboards. Satin or Eggshell for walls, and flat for ceilings. This is my, you know, blanket.
That's Debbie's go-to.
This is what you do. Again, and it's great advice, so you should take it. And, you know, when you're thinking about painting, sometimes you just need to paint the wall. You don't need to paint the baseboards or the doors or door trim. But if you do, semi-gloss is the best because that's where the vacuum bumps against, and that's where the most traffic with the mop and stuff like that, and that's the easiest to clean up is satin or semi-gloss. And in the next segment, I'm going to talk about all the color trends for fall.
Ooh, that's what I want to know.
What effects lighting and different lighting has on all the colors. And so hopefully this will all be helpful to everybody.
I think everybody's kind of, you know, sometimes you just want to spruce things up,
That's right?
And maybe you've had, you know, gray walls for a while and you want to change, you want to go with something more neutral. So Debbie will be back in about an hour to talk about what paint colors she's liking for the fall. But Whitney, we've got more coming up in the 8 o'clock and you've got a preview. Welcome back, everybody. We're talking all things paint with Home Depot Debbie. So what is the trend? I always want to know what the trend is for, I guess, the rest of this year and into next year.
That's right. So coming up for fall, we're talking about jewel tones are coming back, like burgundies, deep greens, navy is super popular.
Are we talking the whole house or like
this is
accent
for
walls?
Accent colors, and this can translate in clothing. It can translate in accessories, but we're talking about paint right now, so accent colors are coming back, and in cabinet colors as well. These are from our two cabinet lines, American Woodmark and Thomasville, and you could see, starting with the whites back here, everything is super neutral, like there's no heavy yellow cast, there's no heavy gray cast, so everything you want is neutral, and then you could see all the greens that are super popular, and then coming on the bottom, the brown tones and the light natural colors, like you were mentioning, are really great. And then you've got the berries, the navies, and the black.
Even for cabinets.
Even for cabinets.
Burgundy.
Yeah, it's really something. And again, that could be just your island. It could be just an accent piece. We can make things into furniture, you know. So these colors are super vibrant and really add a little hint of, you know, beautifulness to your home. Now, when you're talking about real regular paint colors, these are like your whites, and they start like with the creamy whites and go to the grays, and then we've got the neutrals that, you know, a lot of people are used to, but right now and in the last like 10 years, it's been all gray. But things are turning from gray and white to grayish, like gray and beige, gray and brown, and whites. So you have all your neutrals and your warm grays that are going to really
What would be the
blend
best
everything.
example of that here?
So right here we got a whitish gray right here. This one right here is a very neutral, creamy white, but not yellow. So these are where it's going right now. And then you want to make sure you consider lighting. So if you're going to paint even a white or a tan or a gray, you want to make sure that you consider your lighting. So here I've got two cool colors on the left and two warm colors on the right. And you can see here, this is a warm light, and the warm light really warms up the warm colors but drowns out the cool colors. So when you change it to a cool white bulb, you can see the cool colors really come alive and the warm colors get drowned out. Then there's like a daylight that's all spectrum, and it really will make everything look good. So when you're painting, you want to consider your lighting as well, or you're not doing your colors justice. You know, you want to make sure we have the right light bulbs in the right fixtures around the right lighting.
So let's say you're wanting to paint your home.
Yes.
You know, you don't want to change it, so you want this to last 10, 15, 20 years.
Certainly.
Would you steer somebody toward the color that you just mentioned, the white with the kind of beige grayish?
I would. That's really going to trend now for probably the next 10 to 15 years. And neutral is always good, especially for flips or if you're moving or something like that. You want to appeal to the masses. Keeping everything neutral is the way to go. In your own home, you want to consider your paint color to be neutral. And then the white that's on your baseboards, your doors, and your door trim, there's so many whites, you have to complement your paint color with your trim color. So there's a lot to consider, but I, you know, being an interior designer, I can help everybody. If you want to find me at my Arrowhead Ranch Home Depot, I'll have all this information on my Home Depot Debbie Facebook and Instagram, and I'm just happy to help.
And she's got this at Arrowhead Ranch as well.
Right.
Guys, 9 o'clock hour coming up right after